The underground rap scene is truly one of the most annoying and degenerative areas of the internet. If you don't know for various reasons that I'll get into later, underground rappers, if you don't know, are rappers that are not really known by a lot of people and most of the time have a unique sound that will never get onto the radio. One of the people from the underground scene that had the most potential threw it away and then lit the trash can on fire. That person is Jaydes. Jaydes, government name Jaden Ian Dumont, born on February 24th, 2006, making him 18, about to be 19, is a rapper from Broward County, Florida. He makes, to be frank, depressing music, talking about his feelings, thoughts that can be dark at times, and what he has been through. He has been massively popular on TikTok. A lot of people can relate to his music and just, overall like the sound and such. Songs like Tell Me Your Regrets, Skin, and others have gotten massively popular on TikTok and just overall like on social media. One of the most fire UFC edits uses his song Skin. Although Jaydes is popular in the underground scene, he had some problems, other than the of course mental ones that he talked about in his lyrics.
You touched on your personality disorder. What's happening there?
Just going through the dysmorphia and like letting all your truest thoughts out on both sides of your mind, you know. That's what I feel about that. Like just opening your like magnum open, like really expressing yourself to the fullest extent.
Jaydes decided to change his music and his sound and what genre he was in, and said he was not going back to his old sound and started acting fruity, to put it simple.
I used to listen to like a bunch of different types of music and like kind of like shuffle them all up, but now I'm like really locked in on one wave of music, you know, like 80s, 90s punk, like real like hardcore. Shout out Gigi Allen.
Legend. Real sicko. Goat.
Yeah, bad guy.
He's a goat. Will we see Jaydes continue to experiment more in his future songs or go back to his old sound?
No, completely different sound. All if you don't listen to me, you don't listen to me, but like it's the new sound, new wave.
Jaydes was then hated by a lot of his community, but his older songs would still be very popular and blow up on TikTok and be loved. Even with this change, these were still held onto and not forgotten. Although he changed his sound and was beginning to fall from grace, he still had a good average of listeners on his releases on Spotify, and occasionally would make a really good song, and those really good songs would absolutely blow up. Most of the listeners are probably just fans that would hope for something good in his new releases, though. Underground rappers also always seem to do the same thing: talk to minors. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but a lot of these guys get allegations on them. It's an odd stereotype with these people, and honestly, you can never know if it's true or not. It's so weird to me that people just suck at showing evidence of this, but apparently there is proof of Jaydes texting a 14-year-old. One issue is the Instagram account with a lot of information on everything at exposing Jaydes that had been messaging people and getting messages from exes, family members, and such, and got a lot of, deep inside information. That account has been banned. I don't really know the reason why, but for whatever reason, the Instagram account got banned, and there is now a lot of lost media and text messages. But apparently, he also has had substance abuse issues.
And the legal issues, I would assume you're referring to the mugshot that's online.
Yeah, that's one of them, bro.
Is that something you've ever explained or you want to explain, or?
I mean, yeah, I got locked up for some Xanax and some Zol, like some 6 ounces, like having that. Got out pretty quick, thankfully, like legal team, but hopefully I'm not gonna be getting into no legal issues. And I've been trying to stay out of all that trouble, like keep my I don't know, yeah, just stay out of that trouble, because like it's really easy to get caught in that, like extremely easy, especially like when it comes to the people that you're around, trusting the people that you're around, because it's all about your circle.
Were you in New York when that happened, or is that
No, I
just
was
a
in Florida.
false
I was in
online
Miami
thing?
when that happened.
Went to rehab and nothing changed, and as a kid was weird and mentally unwell, talking about killing things or people maybe, and talked about how like cool blood was. On top of that, a lot of underground rappers also worship the devil, including Jaydes.
Ask him why he changed his SoundCloud name to Devil for a couple of minutes.
One day I was feeling like saying,
or at least they act like they do. A lot of these rappers also will be like They have like the stereotype of acting hard or acting weird and mysterious, but they're just regular suburban folk. Like, you know, they never had like a hard life or whatever, which is kind of funny. Jaydes would also do weird things, such as apparently make pentagrams with his poop and other devil-worshipping acts like blood rituals, which of course is disturbing and immature behavior. Most of the underground rappers, if not all, act weird or quote alternative or mysterious on purpose. One of the most mainstream examples of someone being like kind of an underground rapper and acting mysterious and fruity is Playboi Carti. To me, the way that most of the underground scene acts is so cringe because these guys will literally insist on being as mysterious as possible, delay music for no reason, and talk to minors or do other weird and terrible acts. On top of the Jaydes fall, he would then end his career on November 2nd, 2024. He was arrested for attempted murder. Apparently, he contacted his ex and wanted to hang out and talk, called an Uber to pick her up and bring her to his place. He tried to make a move a couple of times during this hangout for sex and to try to kiss her, and she denied and pushed him away both times. He then would say, "I'll be right back," or something along those lines, and left for a moment and came back with a box cutter and scissors. He would stab her in the neck, back, and arms. She runs into the bathroom, locks the door, and calls the police. And when police came, Jaydes was gone.
Just being impatient about a lot of the stuff I'm trying to get, get to. Pretty impatient person.
Apparently, people saw Jaydes walking around the streets or just hanging out in the streets and such, but I don't know if that's true or not. Cops also noted that a teen girl had stab wounds on her neck and arms, so, it's just a little bit more like extra proof of it happening, and she had to get stitches. Apparently, the girl is under 18, so they can't say her name or any of the information, and of course, the Instagram account that had the ex's name. And also, I'm not that deep into the Jaydes lore, so I have no idea who it is, so we don't know her name. It's just kind of funny to me that the girl is underage. It's like Jaydes is still hitting up minors, and I'm guessing that she was 17, close to 18, but I don't know. He was later caught, and in his mugshot, you can see that he was beat up, or maybe his piercing ripped out of his nose or something, as his nose was a little bloody. And it just shows that he's a coward because he looks like he's resisting and whining in his mugshot as well. It's like in his mugshot, he looks like he's screaming. Having police hold you down to get your mugshot shows what kind of person you are. And to be honest, you can see the cop's hand in the mugshot. I'm going to be safe and censor the nose because it's the only really risky and bloody part of this. But the court ordered that Jaydes cannot go near her and cannot be in contact with her, and is also now getting a mental health evaluation and has now recently pled not guilty, which is kind of weird because there's a lot of proof. From what I've seen, the text message proof of him hanging out with her is very evident. Like, he had a pink box cutter while hanging out with her, and I guess he was just like holding it and messing with it. And apparently that's a normal thing, because I'd be like, "Hey, what you got a box cutter for, man? You chill out," or like, something. Jaydes kind of foreshadowed that he would do all these actions as he talks about killing his girlfriends or lovers or ex in his lyrics.
So we're kind of like skipping through the years at this point.
Yeah.
So now it's 2021.
Okay.
You have like a huge artist. You reach out to you. You're in his crew. What's happening in your life outside of that? Is your family aware you're making music?
I didn't
Are they
tell
excited for you?
anybody about my music. Like, I literally didn't tell anybody about my music until that got like 10K monthly listeners on Spotify, and then I told my mom. So I didn't tell anybody, bro. Like, I wanted it to be like a low-key thing. I wasn't expecting to be like anything compared to what I am today, and the fans have like really put me on that pedestal.
Were they proud of you? Were they concerned?
I mean, my mom was pretty concerned about the stuff that I was talking about, and she
Yeah.
still is to this day, honestly. But like, she's learned to support like what I do and like accept my freedom of speech and like accept my expression, really.
Songs like Junkie, that was released in July, has opening lyrics saying, "Killed my girlfriend and it felt so good. I opened her body and ate her guts." And the music video for Junkie also kind of plays a reenactment of what would happen in this situation. And it's like weirdly pretty accurate. It's like this whole action was premeditated. There was also another song called Disassembled, where the opening line is, "I'm so horny I could kill you." Some of his fans were weirded out by these new and out-of-pocket lyrics. Other than the joking comments that people have been making, some people actually are really affected by this. Jonah is Based says, When I listen to Jaydes now, I get the same feeling I get listening to an artist who recently died. FUJ says, "Not gonna lie, this feels so weird. I was messing with his music years ago when he was normal, and seeing him change in a bad way was just sad, bruh. Take care of yourself for real. Mental health is important." And that's honestly really true. And there's also a lot more comments like this, although a lot of the stuff you're going to see is jokes towards him and stuff. There's some people affected by this, and I can see why. To be honest, I really like Jaydes, at least his good music. I don't really like him as a person. I don't really know him as a person. And like I said earlier, the underground scene sucks for people, like, if you want to, like, kind of know the person. Terrible person, but good music. But I've liked him, and ever since he first blew up on TikTok, I've been listening to him a little bit. Not really deep, but Skin is an absolute banger, and he has so many more really good songs, and I really want to listen to his discography and remember the good songs. I put him in the playlist or in the rotation. Aside from the weirdo behaviors and now the attempted murder, he's a pretty good artist, or at least used to be. A lot of people have been making fun of him. I was listening to his recently dropped albums and EPs because people were poking fun at him, calling him a struggling rapper, and basically we were talking about his fall and how, like, his music wasn't good anymore and such. And to be honest, yeah, most of the songs on these albums and EPs were terrible. He wants to be punk, but it just sounded like mushed together nonsense that doesn't work and was poorly mixed. And this is coming from a person that will really listen to about whoever. It sucks that someone with so much potential to be up there with some of the greatest had to throw away his entire career like this. But with his lyrics, you can tell he really meant them and was troubled. There's a lot of people out there who love so deeply or get hurt so badly that it will permanently affect them or really hurt them. But from what it sounds like in this situation, it's probably a mix of that and just overall not being mentally well in his childhood. Apparently his younger cousin, that's like 2 years younger, said that he was always kind of weird and kind of like there's something wrong with him. This honestly is like a example of like, hey, you need to point this out. Like, you need to like point out whenever there's something wrong or if there's like an issue with someone. Mental health is super important, and sometimes mental health can be the reason that you are your biggest enemy. Some of the most twisted minds make some of the best art. But with all that said, thank you all for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe. If you like this video, I make others just like it on other topics and cover internet dramas. Follow my Twitter at PERK3030, and if it all goes well, there will be a video next Saturday. Hopefully you all are doing well. I really do mean thank you for all the support and everything. It means a lot. But in the end, I'm PERK30, and God bless.
Where do you see yourself in, like, I don't know, 5 years? Like, what's like in your brain of where this is when you're 23?
I want to be one of the biggest rock stars here, bro. Like, taking my to a different level, bro. Punk is not dead. Grunge is not dead. All that could be revived.
What about when you're 50? Do you see yourself as an old man, or is this more of like
Smoking a blunt somewhere on the beach or something. I don't know.
okay,
Old as with a family.
yeah?
Yeah. Nice house in the woods. Could be anywhere.